Boom. What's going on, people? Boy, the Houston coming at you with a video. Victory Monday video. At 7:13 to Bio City. We up in here. So, some stuff I got to talk about. Yes, I'm going to talk about this game. And, the number one pick that now belongs to the Bears. And the Lovie Smith hire. But I'm going to talk about firing, I meant. Talking too quick. But let me talk about this game. Yeah, I mean, I ain't finna lie. I had the Colts winning this game, which would have secured Houston the number one pick, which wasn't the case. But, the Texans, found the way to win at this point, with a TD. I ain't gonna lie. The ending was pretty wild. And I posted on Twitter saying, what the hell is going on? When Jordan Akins scored that touchdown, who had himself a game and a good year, by the way. Toriano had him a good game, and Brandon Cooks had him a good game too. A little over 100 yards in the TD. This could be his last game as a Houston Texan, as the Texans look to trade him during the offseason. And which, in a case that turns out to be the case, I could predict that the Texans could draft a receiver, even with John Mechie coming back. I could see them drafting either Quentin Johnson from TCU or Jordan Addison out of USC, which I wouldn't mind, since with the Browns pick that the Texans have at 12, the Titans are number 11. So, the running game was non-existent. Not the same without Pierce, but Mills threw 3 TDs, but 2 boneheaded picks. Each team had 3 turnovers, and John Grenard had himself a pick 6. And Christian Kirksey, I believe, got him a pick as well. And plus a fumble recovery off the kickoff, special teams turnover, and scored 14 points, I believe. Could be wrong, but yeah, I had the Colts winning this game, but regardless, Lovie Smith was going to get fired, win or lose, but Davis Mills decided fuck that top pick. And Jordan Akins. I'm tripping. Davis Mills and Jordan Akins fuck that top pick. So they decided they ain't want it, so they gave it to the Bears. But yeah, I'm glad that the Texans beat Indy, yes, but at the same time, mixed emotions, since the Bears now own the top pick. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world. So, we're the number 2 overall pick. It is what it is. And, since I could see the Chicago Bears using that number 1 pick on defense, such as a defensive tackle and Jalen Carter, an example, because I'm certain the Bears are going to go defense once the draft arrive. But yeah, the Texans do close out the season on a positive note. 32-31 over Indy. Of a game-winning 2-point conversion. Closing out the year of 3-13-1. But that win, which did come at a cost, because Lovie Smith was officially fired last night, just hours after the game, courtesy of Cal McNair and Nick Caserio, who could possibly be gone. Which I will. And I also said this: I'd rather Lovie Smith be gone than Nick Caserio. Yeah, Caserio could go as well, but we'll just have to see how this goes as the offseason approaches, because there are some decisions to be made. And I have an understanding DeMeco Ryans don't have no interest in becoming Texans head coach, so just leave it at that. What else I want to point out? Yeah, the O-line played pretty good. Gave up only 1 sack. Malik Collins got him a sack, and the Texans had 2 sacks as a team. So, but there's that. You know, the Texans beat the Colts 32-31, and I'm gonna do a Texans season review. You know, 2022 season review, by the way, which is coming up. Now, to put my 2 cents on Lovie Smith, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind him coming back, but at the same time, you know, if you want to make change, it's just certain coaches, you know, that you got to let go. You know, and hopefully Pep Hamilton is next too to go, honestly, because, you know, I mean, I like the guy. Same with Lovie Smith. I like Pep Hamilton, but he just wasn't fit to be a offensive coordinator for the Texans, you know, especially with the play calling, which was cringeworthy, you know, like, especially like screens, for example, on third and long. Yeah, there was times that it worked, but majority of the time it didn't, you know, which brought up fourth down and had the Texans punt the ball. I mean, like I say, good guy, but just not fit as an offensive coordinator. You know, I mean, I still believe that Lovie Smith is a good coach and all, you know, good head coach and a good defensive coordinator, but at the same time, man, you know, let's just say that it wasn't meant to be. You know, since the Texans are going to be looking for their 4th head coach in 4 years. Pretty crazy, though, isn't it? But because of the firing of Lovie Smith, my considerations for head coach is Shane Steichen, who I also wouldn't mind being the next OC if Pep is gone. Ben Johnson, the Detroit Lions OC, and Sean McVay if he leaves the Rams. You know, even Jim Harbaugh, my honorable mention, and Sean Payton. You know, those are my coaching considerations for head coach. But I said this last offseason. What's one coach that I don't want is Jonathan Gannon. You know, just don't trust it. I'm not highly sold on him. But if they were to hire Gannon as the next head coach, I mean, it's just gotta accept what it is and just keep it moving. But yeah, Lovie Smith is no longer head coach of the Texans. I mean, hopefully he could be successful on another team, let alone a Super Bowl contending team. Oh, another name I left out, Eric Bieniemy, OC of the Kansas City Chiefs, who I would like to see become head coach of the Texans. It was talk. Oh man, I thought to myself, why is Bieniemy not a head coach of a team? I mean, he's already proved it time and time again as OC why he deserves to be head coach on a football team. I mean, but hey, I just want to throw that out there because he deserves it big time. You know, potential. He could see potential in the offense, such as the Kansas City Chiefs, for example. You know, who finished 14-3 within their first year without Tyreek Hill, who's on the Dolphins. You know, who will also be playing in the playoffs versus Buffalo while KC has the bye week. But, the Texans got some big decisions they got to make in the offseason, you know. As far as free agency, you know, who they going to cut, who they keep, who they extend, you know, all that. So, got to make the most of it because the excuses are out for Nick Caserio. So, Caserio got to hit big on these free agents, not only in free agency, but in the draft as well. Because can't go in the next season still the same old Texans. Because this team hasn't really been doing a lot history-wise, you know, because ever since 2019 in that playoff game versus KC, this team has been digressing as hell. But till my next video, Houston checking on up out of here. Hope y'all have a good one. Go Texans.